Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a 2012 Dodge Journey. They had some transmission codes, and earlier this year we had installed a remanufactured transmission from Jasper. We did a couple of the steps that Jasper asked us to do, and then ultimately they said that it was just probably more than likely a bad solenoid pack for the transmission. So here is the solenoid pack that Jasper sent us. Of course, this is all covered under warranty, right? Jasper, like we mentioned and we've talked about here in our shop, that's the only company really that we deal with, just because we know what kind of products we're getting, and this is just a testament to like their standing behind their product. Like I mentioned, everything's covered under warranty. We got the part in, and I'm going to show you guys how to replace it without having to remove the entire transmission out of the vehicle, because that would be very laborsome. So just tag along. Okay, so what you're going to first want to do is remove your air box out of the way, and then we're going to move a couple of other things out of the way as well, so that we'll be able to get to that front cover of the transmission that is here underneath this, and then we'll lift the car up and then get the remainder of whatever we need to out of the way in order for us to get to that coil pack that sits in front of the transmission. So okay, so that you guys don't have to take the air cleaner in half apart, you can just remove these two bolts that are right here. They're 8 millimeters on the side, that when you're looking at the car, they're going to sit on the right hand side. And then you also remove this 10 millimeter bolt that's holding this here, and then you can move this around out of the way, remove your air duct hose, and then your PVC pipe or the air recirculation hose out of the way. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like in the engine bay. All right, see, now you have access to all of this, so you'll be able to remove this plastic cover that sits on the front of the transmission. We're gonna have to remove these cooler lines out of the way, just because we won't be able to get the housing off without it. And then this is the connector this is part of the connector that's to the solenoid pack that we're gonna have to eventually remove. So we'll go ahead and remove this plastic piece so that we can get access to the actual bolt, and then we'll remove our oil cooler lines as well. Okay, like I mentioned, you remove the airbox and you get out of the way, and then you'll remove these oil cooler lines or transmission lines, and as we always do here, we just label them. They sit only in one direction, so it's not a big deal, but you still want to label them. So to remove these lines, there's these safeties that you have to slide off, and it's to prevent this clip from backing out. So you'll get the safety cover off, you remove the clip, and then these lines should just pop up and out of the way. So I'll just hang these over here so that I could get access to the cover for the transmission, the front of the transmission, the pan. So the cover that is just on there, and you just have to move it around a little bit. It's not connected with anything, and then you just slide it out. You see the little slot that you see right there is for the oil dipstick, and like I said, you just remove it out, shimmy it. From up top, you can pretty much get to all of the upper bolts, and they're 8 millimeters, right? You can get, like I said, mentioned, you can get access through here, and then now we're just going to raise the vehicle and get access to the lower bolts. So we removed all the bolts around the front cover of the transmission, and then once you do that, you'll be able to pry the pan off, and then you're gonna drain out all the fluid that's there. One recommendation is, if you're doing this solenoid replacement and you haven't done your transmission service, whether that be the filter or a drain and fill, I would start by actually draining the entire pan, the oil pan, um, from the fluid, which would require you to remove this lower pan here and then add new fluid completely. But because this transmission, like I mentioned, is relatively new, we don't have to do the entire oil change for it. And I'm just catching the oil that's coming out so that I know how much to put in, because it just saves me a little bit of time in the end, catching it and then figuring out how much I need to add to it. Otherwise, there's a whole procedure that you have to go through in order for you to properly check the fluid level with a universal dipstick, the transmission being at a certain temperature range, and then based on the temperature range you'll get an indicator on that fluid level check where it needs to be. It's not hard, but it's just a little bit, if you can save some time, you just catch it because it's going to drain anyways. So it's just a little step that we do here so we can save a little bit of time. But like I mentioned, all those bolts are 8mm. You remove them and then you can pry open, and now we're just gonna wait for this to stop pouring fluid out. So now with the pan removed, right, all the bolts that go on the side, the dipsticks or oil level check, then we have access to the actual solenoid pack, which I'm not trying to cut the video short or anything, but there is a video that I'll have in my description that sends you a link to a gentleman who has the transmission out of the vehicle and is replacing this solenoid pack, and he goes into great detail on how to remove it from here. For me, I can help you through the process, but if you want a really in-depth how-to, like I mentioned, I will link the description for that video in the description, sorry. But for right now, with all the bolts out, we're gonna have to remove these 7mm fasteners that are all over the valve body, or this whole solenoid pack. And then I believe, yeah, this is the valve body, where we can then after that start to remove it. And like I mentioned, I'll show you guys, but there's a really good YouTube video that I can refer you to for this individual. So like I mentioned earlier, I'll reference that video because he does an excellent job of detailing every single little component of the solenoid pack and how to remove it, especially this section of the solenoid pack. So he goes into good detail on how this section right here needs to be removed, because there's 3 lines that come from the back into this plate, into the valve body itself, and it's very difficult to get out. What I had to do was get some pliers back here to hold the pipes in place, and then use another screwdriver to kind of pry it and move the entire valve body out of the way in order for me to get to it. Once it comes out enough, you'll be able to be careful with this shift gear indicator, because like I said, you won't be able to take it out this way. You have to go out a little and then up away from it to get it out. And like I mentioned, it's not because I don't want to show you the process, it's just that he does a really good job of detailing everything for that. The other thing for this, I'll go ahead and replace it. We'll install it back in, and it's in reverse order of what we did. But you should check out the video, and then the reassembly or disassembly, you can come back to this one, because like I mentioned, he does have the transmission outside of the vehicle already. The other thing I didn't mention is this is a 4x4 or all-wheel drive transmission. Yours might be a little bit different if it's only a front-wheel drive, but more or less the same process for this. So now the reassembly begins. So, so excuse me. So when you're installing the transmission back, just pay close attention to where you initially put your safety neutral switch and what location, right? Um, then once you get the valve body in place, the three little hole lines connected, then all your fasteners here are 53 inch-pound, which is the same for the valve body if you did end up replacing it. So 53 inch-pounds all the way around. There's no specific pattern. And then the only thing left for me right now is to put this little connector here that went with the switch itself. And I took pictures of what it looked like beforehand, and now I'm just getting ready to install it back.